Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tim Smith here. Hey, if I'm honest, I'm kind of tired of waiting on all this COVID stuff to blow over, and so I can basically get back to seeing my friends and my family on a regular basis. I'm getting sick of it. I know my wife is waiting specifically on a package to come in from like Australia or something that hasn't came in weeks. It should already be here. And also, if I'm honest, my wife and I, there's a lot of days during this quarantine time that we are waiting and almost cannot wait until it's bedtime for our kids. It's just some of those days get long, and so we're constantly waiting, and waiting can be really hard, but it is a part of life at the same time. Um, when I think about waiting, when I think about all this stuff and that we're going through right now, a character that comes to mind to me is Joseph in the Old Testament. You know, Joseph had a bunch of brothers, but they hated him. They didn't like him at all, and they even unfairly they sold him into slavery. A bunch of jerks. Who does that? Who sells their brother into slavery? So as Joseph was in slavery for like 3 or so years, he was patiently waiting, patiently serving God during that time. And because he did that, because he patiently waited and he patiently served and faithfully served God, he came out on the other side, basically second in command of Egypt, basically as high as you can get except for being Pharaoh, which is crazy to think. Just because he was serving God, he was faithfully waiting for God to show up and for God to do something through all of his hardships he was going through. And it makes me think, about our times we're in now. Are we patiently waiting? Are we still serving God even though it's hard right now during this time? Are we faithfully serving him through COVID? Are we faithfully serving him even when it might look a little bit different than it used to look? As we start our week this week, I want you guys to think of a couple things. First of all, reflect and be thankful for what God has already done for you in the past. I want you guys also to remember what God has already pulled you through, or maybe he's pulling you through something right now. Thank him for that, and be willing to listen to him during those times where he's pulling us through certain things. But also, we need to be ready for the future. Joseph remembered what God had done for him. He was ready to be pulled through the stuff that he was going through, and he was ready for the future. And even during those times of being faithfully served like a servant to God, he was able to put himself in a position where he's able to carry his family through a famine at the time. And so this week, on this Monday, I want you guys to be thinking about those things. Maybe read Joseph's story again, and what does it look like for you to be waiting on God during this time? How can you be serving him while we also wait? P.S. I'm still seriously in need of a haircut, and if this goes too much longer, I'm going to end up looking like Pastor Jim or Pastor Spencer here soon. So this needs to end quick so I can get another haircutter.